Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
From Strictly Ballroom to The Great Gatsby and the film Australia, Barry Otto has had a huge impact on the Australian theatre and film industry for over 50 years. But in a brand new documentary called Revealed, his daughter Gracie takes us behind the scenes of her famous father, from his days on set to life following a devastating diagnosis. And Gracie's here to talk about it. Hello, Gracie.
Hi, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, pleasure. Talk to us about how you felt as a family when you first heard of your dad's diagnosis with dementia. That must have been tough.
Oh, start with the hard questions. Yeah, I think, it's tough. I think, a disease like Alzheimer's, it's different for everyone and it's a slow progression. So I wouldn't say you really understand the impact of it maybe till a few years later when you can start to kind of physically see and mentally see the decline of a person. So I guess that's, yeah.
And so is this doco kind of a love letter to your dad's career and life, knowing that his memory may go?
Yeah, I think it ended up being that. It was set out to be a film about Dad putting on a one-man show and me following him from the beginning to the end of that journey. So I could kind of, do his life but also have this present-day narrative. And then, like they always say with good docos, it's like the third act, we didn't really know what that was yet because obviously you wanted the play to be a success. And, and then it really just kind of went downhill and then kind of shaped into what I guess the film needed to be.
And that's what happens with documentaries. Some Kind of Monster, the inside documentary about Metallica, went exactly the same way in the sense that they didn't know what they were going to get out of it. They started off, this is going to be behind the scenes of the band. Then the band had a massive meltdown.
Yeah. So it's definitely, I'm really proud of the film and I really love what my team we've done with it. But it's, it was definitely like a bit of a creative expression of like a therapeutic journey that I've been on in the last 7 years.
I bet. And you've interviewed so many extraordinary Australians, Gillian Armstrong, Kate Blanchett, Baz Luhrmann, John Bell. What was it that you discovered about your dad that you didn't know?
I think, I was interviewing my sister Miranda Otto and I felt like when she was talking about Dad and saying, my dad this and my dad that, and I hadn't really acknowledged, I think, as a younger sibling that sometimes an older sibling has a completely whole upbringing in life with someone. And so I think, with her, she also kind of taught me that Dad was really an amazing actor and commanding in certain roles. And, I kind of knew him from the more eccentric roles where maybe he got pigeonholed into being more kind of the clown-like character in Cosy or things like that. So I thought that was a really interesting thing to learn about Dad.
And also you're a half-sister to Miranda, so is that a different sort of sibling rivalry?
Yeah, well, I think it's, we're 20 years apart, so I think, for me it's like my life, when my life began, that's when she begins in my life, you know what I mean? So I think thinking about her having that childhood with him was also, something I found, quite moving.
Mm.
Oh, what a journey you've been on, Gracie. You exhausted?
Yeah, but, I had I had Nicole O'Donoghue and Cody Greenwood who produced my last two movies and Karen Johnson who's my editor, and it was such a, small team, but we really, if it wasn't for them, I feel like they kind of pulled me through and were so creative on this experience and supportive, which is, I think, needs to be made by family.
Yeah.
And do you see yourself like you like directing stuff? Are you going to get on the other side of the lens? Are we going to see you acting in something?
No, I'm not a good actor. Like, I'm so good at playing myself. So if a role comes up when you need me, then call me. But I think I was definitely stick to being behind the camera.
You were great in Sea Patrol.
I know, I was in Sea Patrol. I played someone on an island I remember I went up to the director and said, I was meant to cry when Lisa McCune said my husband had died and I was like hippie on an island. And I said, look, I think she's strong. I don't think she cries. And the director went, yeah, no worries. So now someone does that to me on set. I go,
here's an onion, rub it in your face.
Phone it in.
I did a bit of work with Paul Fennick, who you know from the Fat Pizza series. And if you had any complaint to Paulie about anything, you would suddenly get blown up. Yeah, your character would get blown up.
You'd get written out in a very dramatic way.
And you get blown up or run over by a train. So I never really complained. That's the way you got to go. Well, Gracie, it's great to talk to you. Revealed, Otto by Otto, premieres this Sunday, only on Stan.
It sounds incredible, Gracie. I can't wait to see it.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Super.